What would Beyonce do?
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 Do we see her or what we want to see?
You're Beyonce. Everything has to be perfect.
In their eyes, literally, she is a saint. It goes Jesus, Beyonce, Mother Teresa.
Being a celebrity, people want you to be this person.
Or is it not that simple?
Even if you're not this person, sometimes they make you this person. Make you this person, this star, this diva, that's not who I am.
I mean, she's just like us.
There is nobody better than Beyonce at what she does.
Right?
Her group of followers is called the Beyhive.
The most loyal tribe of superstar supporters.
Don't mess with Beyonce.
Or is this just gotten dangerous?
Well, all of this starts with one little girl.
Leave those bees alone, Beyonce.
My name is Beyonce. Beyonce Giselle knows.
This video is brought to you by Riverside. 1992, Beyonce's first taste of failure.
Your challenges are a young group from Houston. Welcome, Beyonce.
I know you started performing, though, at what, like 6, 7, 8?
First performance was at my school.
Please welcome Beyonce knows.
And my parents never saw me perform. And they were completely shocked because I just became someone else on the stage.
Beyonce Knowles. No wonder she got a big round of applause every time I said her name. She asked me backstage if I'd sign something for her, but frankly, I think I better get her to sign something for me now before she starts charging for it.
Beyonce was only 10 when she put together her first group, Girls' Time.
But you did Star Search, too, as a kid, right?
Yeah.
You had a band called Girls' Time. You participated in like a Star Search.
The hip-hop rapping Girls' Time.
Around that time, we were 9 years old and we lost.
Girls' Time receives 3 stars.
So we were so devastated when we lost.
Dad, right? Matthew Knowles, how you doing?
Her dad, Matthew, gave up his day job to become her manager. Beyonce was just 15.
Well, I'm very proud, not only of my daughter, but all of the girls. They work extremely hard. It's a commitment to do this, and they are committed.
Matthew managed Beyonce in her first group,
Girls' Time.
Girls' Time, and we've got 3 lead singers and 3 lead dancers, as they call it, and they've been just practicing their hearts out, and this is Beyonce.
If we keep on practicing and practicing, and we keep on performing, every time we get better, and the stage fright just fades away.
Fades away.
Girls' Time receives 3 stars.
Just 11 years old, Beyonce's disappointment instills a lifelong principle.
You win some, you lose some. But it was a wonderful lesson to be so young, because it's reality. You have to work harder when you lose and not blame anyone else, and that's life.
The only option? Try harder.
So how do we try harder?
We could get her fans involved and record some voicemails, maybe.
Solid.
Without spoiling the ending, this is us brainstorming this video. Thanks to Riverside, our Dodford team chats are recorded and means all good ideas can be referred back to.
Her fans can be dangerous. We could compare and contrast them with supporters of her.
I can even read the transcript or quickly remember the general discussion with an AI summary. Riverside captures locally, so you'll always get the highest quality recordings.
Wait, is this the ad right now?
I also use Riverside to record Dodford directors' commentaries that we post on Patreon.
Okay.
Riverside even has a built-in editor that lets me remove silences, use text-based editing, and even generate shorts.
Any advice for us, Manager Gil?
Don't forget the call to action.
Try out Riverside by clicking the link in the description or use code Dodford for 15% off.
Good job.
I had them out in Houston if there was any opportunity for them to perform. At the church, at the fashion show, opening of a grocery store. They were everywhere.
We rehearsed like crazy.
We just had this boot camp. It went 3 months in the summer And it was just continual artist development.
We were like some workaholics when we were 11 and 12 years old. I've never seen any little kids work that hard.
I would jog with them in the morning, and they would sing while they were jogging to just build up their stamina. And they finally started getting a buzz in the city. People started calling and saying, hey, who is Girls Time?
It was like, okay, they're moving now. They're not going to school anymore. They're getting a tutor. I was just so excited. I was like, my sister's gonna be a star. Hi, Daryl. This is Beyonce.
Girls Time, which went on to become Destiny's Child.
By '97, the newly founded Destiny's Child signed to Columbia Records, and things were looking up.
1998, Destiny's Child released their self-titled debut album. The record went platinum and featured their first #1 hit.
It was kind of the feeling that you've arrived.
We're really selling records, and things are going great.
But this optimism was short-lived.
Went through a lot in this house. The change in the group, yeah. Oh, that was the worst. For whatever reasons, we grew apart.
Any group is all about chemistry, and that chemistry was gone.
Beyonce got a lot of slack for my dad being their manager.
Christmas, '99. LaToya and Latavia attempt to fire Beyonce's dad as manager.
Saying that you're gonna fire the manager without the team agreeing to that was not a good thing.
He's not controlling. He doesn't get involved in our personal life. He doesn't push me in the front. He doesn't do any of that. The media blamed me for everything.
All of Beyonce's life, she's been hated on. At one point in time, people were blaming everything on me because they wanted me to be a diva because that is what sells magazines, the drama. They just expected me to be the villain, and they had to make someone the villain. And me being 18, a young girl, that was really difficult for me.
It was like the world was caving in on her. I don't think I've ever seen her that depressed.
It was like we could have been a really successful group, but what are we gonna do now?
At a crossroads once again, Beyonce's tension with the press taught her her second lifelong lesson: composure.
Beyonce is like the mother of the group. She kind of keeps everything in line. I know when it's time to get serious, she's right there to make it tight. She always told us that it's okay to be sad, but just don't lie in it. You have to get yourself up. You have to get your spirits up. Don't just lay there. I said, you know what? We are not about to end this group. We have worked too hard. There's plenty of people that don't like me, but there's 10 times more who love me, and I love myself.
At 15, she formed Destiny's Child. They sold 50 million CDs and won a swag of Grammys. Then she went solo, and so far has sold another 15 million albums. Next stop, Hollywood.
Destiny's Child's final tour was in 2005, but by then,
How you doing, Beyonce?
Beyonce was well on her way to superstardom.
Spending a day in the frantic life of Beyoncé Knowles is nothing short of exhausting.
7 months after her 25th birthday, Beyonce is still celebrating the 10-time Grammy winner.
One of the biggest stars on the planet.
She, of course, found fame as a member of Destiny's Child, and now she's striking out with her own solo CD.
She earns millions of dollars a week.
She's got everything she needs.
International superstar Beyonce. Please welcome my friend Beyonce.
Beyonce, can I have your autograph?
Religious Beyonce! I gotta ask you, you have had an incredible year. Dreamgirls, the CD, Grammys, World Tour coming up. Does your head ever stop spinning? How do you keep...
No.
And despite all of these changes, she'd brought someone along the whole journey.
And your dad, is he still your manager?
He is still my manager.
Oh boy, well he's got a lot to manage now, doesn't he? Got his hands full.
Matthew steered the group towards their public debut, but he discovered that being a manager and a father was not easy.
Do you ever think you push them too hard? Do you ever think that?
No.
No?
No, not at all.
Balancing the relationship with me being her father and her manager is very tough, I have to say.
I can't take him. I just cannot take him.
A lot of people have likened the dynamic of your relationship with him to Michael Jackson and his father, Joe Jackson. It was almost like they were the puppeteers and you guys were the puppets.
If I don't agree with something, I don't hold back. Me and my dad are always at it.
We go at it sometimes because sometimes creatively we disagree. Most of the time she's right.
In being Beyoncé's manager for 15 years, Matthew Knowles had less time for a more important role.
My dad, he manages us and he does a great job. I love you, Dad.
In March 2011, Beyoncé announced she was dropping her father as her manager. You talk so openly about letting your father go as your manager. How hard was it to come to that decision?
One of the hardest things I've ever done. It's hard, but it's a part of life and it's a part of growth. And I had to just tell myself, at some point you have to be the adult that your father has raised you to be and prepared you to be.
After 2 decades of performing and the worldwide tour of I Am behind her, Beyoncé's stamina had finally depleted.
Tired? No, I'm good. After I finished the last tour, I was a bit overwhelmed and overworked.
But what would Beyoncé do? Push harder?
When are you going to take some time off and what do you want to do?
I'm ready to take some time off.
Yeah?
I actually leave today and I go to Brazil, which I've never been there.
Not every time.
I never even realized I needed a year off.
What did you do?
I did everything you can imagine. I went to see museums, I went to see ballets, I went to visit the Great Wall of China. And this is the Great Wall of China. I've done many things in my life, but this is the first.
Everywhere I've been, but never really got to see.
I just really took my time to get to know myself, and I learned how to appreciate everything that I've worked hard for.
It was the creative reset Beyoncé needed. And when she returned, she had some news to announce.
Beyoncé, she's one of the biggest names in pop music, and now she's even bigger, literally.
Beyoncé was glowing on the MTV red carpet, announcing that her and Jay-Z are expecting their first baby.
She's pregnant. She showed her tummy.
She is pregnant. She's expecting the child.
Beyoncé is pregnant.
Congratulations to Beyoncé and Jay-Z.
I feel more beautiful than I've ever felt because I've given birth. I never felt like I had such a purpose on this earth. There's no bigger gift, nothing more empowering.
How are you adjusting to motherhood?
I love it. It's so much more fulfilling than anything else in the world.
You sang the national anthem at the Super Bowl in your hometown of Houston.
I did.
Now you're upgrading to the main act.
That big news for Beyoncé. The superstar posted this picture on her personal website Tuesday, and football fans know what that date means.
Superdome. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I was mainly focused on the Beyoncé performance. I mean, just what a sheer spectacle that was.
Everyone is talking about Beyoncé's Super Bowl performance.
Thank you for this moment. God bless you. This is the highlight of a career.
In 2016, Beyoncé returned to the Super Bowl. But this time, she ruffled some feathers.
Beyoncé paid tribute to the Black Panthers and the Black Lives Matter movement.
The growing Beyoncé backlash, the singer getting grief for her controversial video for the song.
Beyoncé has taken a lot of heat for her new song, Formation.
With a new single and politically charged video.
For the first time, she uses her platform to really call upon change.
Beyonce released a new music video that embraces her Black heritage.
And it was a shock to the system.
So what's going on out there? New Beyonce video. Oh, man.
Fox News actually tried to convince America that Beyonce was anti-cop.
But police unions are very unhappy with what they see as her anti-cop message.
Backstage, Beyonce's dancers pose with their fists in the air.
Cops all across the country are refusing to go to her show.
The Formation Tour grossed over $250 million, with an attendance of over 2 million. Because despite the controversy, Beyonce's step towards activism had only deepened her connection with fans.
The song Formation is, and people should watch the video, there are more indelible images in the 5 minutes of this video than any Hollywood film I've seen in memory.
It was about Black love. It was about Black empowerment.
She wasn't an outspoken figure before. Now she's starting to do that. And it's probably something that needs to happen right now because she's a leader of an entire generation of people across generations. So that's what we're seeing. It's her brand evolving.
Barack Obama has become president. And on the night that America celebrates, you are selected to sing.
I can't even describe to you how I felt. I mean, I'm actually right now fighting back tears. At last, he's here, and it was all worth it. And I'm sorry, I'm so embarrassed, but I'm just so lucky to be a part of this history. It's probably the most important day of my life.
January 20th, 2009. As Barack Obama celebrates his inauguration, a future social media religion is beginning to kindle.
Are y'all ready to have a good time? Where's my Beyhive?
It's simple. A hive protects their Queen Bee.
You couldn't have did that shit to Beyonce. You couldn't have did that shit to Beyonce in front of the Beyhive.
You got way too much hate from the haters, but best believe the Beyhive had your back.
Introducing #Beyhive, the semi-official app for singer-songwriter Beyonce's fandom, more commonly known as the Beyhive.
Beyonce said, Beyhive, sit down, bitch. Every digger bee, every bumblebee, every killer bee. Killer bee is the secret part of the motherfucking Beyhive. You know what I'm saying?
The killer bees are like the literally crazy stands that you cannot say anything about her.
No, I'm part of the killer bees, girl. I am a killer bee, bitch. Buzz, bitch, get stung.
The Beyhive, yes, they are pissed at Kid Rock.
Kid Rock decided to take some shots at Beyonce. As you can imagine, the Beyhive had plenty to say about this.
That pissed the Beyhive off, and they went on an Instagram attack.
They blocked or buzzed or congregated on his Instagram.
They end up sending their emoji bees, and they swarm whoever they're mad at.
Kid Rock is dead. You know he's dead. He is dead.
Don't mess with Beyonce.
But when does self-defense become onslaught?
I cannot stop listening to that Beyonce album.
Everything she does is perfect.
The Beyhive is the most insane, lunatic fan base.
I'm not a huge fan of that one drunken love song, though.
What?
I don't really like Beyonce.
I wouldn't want to mess with the Beyhive.
Tell them you wouldn't say something bad about Beyonce.
They're more than a fan group. They're a swarm, an army, a dedicated colony who ain't afraid to buzz a few bulls if anyone dares defy their Queen Bey.
Of agency.
I love Beyonce!
You're a killer bee, part of the swarm.
Anytime there's a blog post or an Instagram post or anything remotely negative about Beyonce, the Beyhive will find it.
Beyonce is getting blamed for not controlling her Beyhive.
Are they being loyal?
I don't know. The Beyhive, though, is really dangerous.
Or is this just gotten dangerous?
WWBD. What would Trump do?
A white nationalist rally that descended into deadly violence and chaos.
Hundreds of white nationalists storming the University of Virginia.
Very fine people on both sides.
Confederate flags on full display. The governor declaring a state of emergency.
Donald Trump is a great man.
Escalating violence at Donald Trump campaign events.
All hell broke loose
Knock the crap out of him, would you? Seriously. The next time we see him, we might have to kill him.
I love him. He's the best, and I believe every word he says.
They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime. They're rapists. I'm gonna bomb the shit out of them. It's true.
I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
We need Trump. Yes. That's why we need Trump.
Yes.
What would Trump do about the gay issue?
He will ban transgender people from serving in the military in any capacity.
A total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
We love Donald, yes we do. We love Donald, yes we do.
Screaming love. I love you, Trump. I love you, Trump. Thank you.
We love you, Trump.
This section get you one of these shirts. What would Trump do?
We love you, Trump.
WWTD. What would Trump do? WWTD.
What would Trump do? WWTD.
Would you rather be at a Trump rally or a Beyonce concert?
I'd say Beyonce. She's disgusting.
I don't know.
She's disgusting. She's one of the most beautiful women in the world.
She is a gyrating fool.
Is power always a corrupting force? Or can it be wielded responsibly? Is no one above criticism? Or are some of us just better?
What would Beyonce do?
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 What would Beyonce
What would Beyonce do? What would Beyonce do?
What would Beyonce do? This is Taylor.
When I think about what Beyonce would do, it's really just always the right thing.
Even something like her physical beauty is like a Trojan horse or the message that she wants to put out.
Beyonce would stay gracious because, like she said, always stay gracious.
She provides all sorts of things with her BeyGOOD Foundation.
Beyonce will give $100,000 to 10 colleges in certain cities to distribute its scholarships.
So far, more than 250 Black-owned mom and pop shops have received $10,000 grants.
BeyGOOD is all about giving back, whether it's donating or just helping others as much as you can.
I like it when I'm on the stage, but honestly, I would be very happy if I could cut it off and just enjoy my life. I'm able to do so many wonderful things that I have to weigh it out. I do what I love, so if I have to sacrifice, some of my privacy, it's not great, but it is what it is.
When I first started out, there was no internet, people taking pictures of you and putting your personal life or exploiting your personal life as entertainment. The things that really, it's not your business. It shouldn't influence the way you listen to the voice and the art, but it does. Why did God give me this life? Sometimes it's overwhelming.
In my next life, I'd like to be Beyonce.
I think she's what every female artist should strive to be like.
Why did God give me my talent, my gift, my family?
She makes women dream.
But I know you're not supposed to question God.
Beyonce every year is elevating.
I'm so grateful.
She's incomparable. I guess you could just say she's Beyonce.
Beyonce. I'm vibing up. Living a dream. I'm living my dreams.